Here's a fact the snack industry does not want you to sit with. The granola bar in your gym bag, your office drawer, or your child's lunchbox has more added sugar than a glazed donut. Not a candy bar, a donut. And the FDA does not just allow it. They allow the word healthy on the packaging. Americans spend over $1.5 billion every single year on granola bars. $1.5 billion on a product that was invented in the 1960s as trail food for endurance athletes and has since been quietly re-engineered into a dessert that wears workout clothes. The industry took something honest and made it into something theatrical. The mountains on the packaging are real, the ingredients are not. I spent 3 weeks auditing the top-selling granola bars across every major supermarket chain. I read every ingredient list. I cross-referenced every health claim against FDA labeling law. I looked up the lawsuits, the settlements, and the class action cases. I found 5 bars that are, by any honest measure, closer to a gas station candy bar than a health food. And I found 4 bars that are the real thing, honest ingredients, transparent labels, and nothing to hide. We are going through all 9 today. The results were not what I expected. Flip it over. The truth is always on the back. Let us talk about the engineering problem that created this entire mess. A bar built on real nutritional value, whole almonds, rolled oats, and a minimal sweetener costs approximately $1.20 to manufacture per unit at commercial scale. That sounds acceptable until you factor in packaging, refrigerated logistics, retail slotting fees, distributor markup, and margin. The math stops working, so the industry did what it always does when the math stops working. It found cheaper replacements for every honest ingredient. Real almonds got replaced with puffed rice and canola oil. Fruit-based sweetness got replaced with brown rice syrup and high maltose corn syrup, which are, chemically speaking, refined sugar with a better public image. Fiber from whole oats takes real processing time and adds cost per unit. So manufacturers discovered chicory root extract, an industrially processed powder, not a whole food, that can be added to any bar and illegally generate a high fiber claim on the front of the package. Many consumers report significant digestive distress from chicory root in concentrated doses. The packaging does not mention that. Here is the legal framework that makes all of this possible. The FDA has no formal definition for the word natural on a food label, not one. That means a corporation can print the word natural on a bar containing corn syrup solids, synthetic emulsifiers, artificial color, and chemical preservatives, and the law cannot stop them. General Mills proved this across 2 separate lawsuits involving Nature Valley. The first settled in 2014. A second wave of suits followed in 2016. The outcome each time was the same: marginal label adjustments, no admission of wrongdoing, and the same core formula on the shelf the following Monday. This is not a rogue company. This is a category-wide strategy. The front of the bar tells you about oats and honey and almonds. The back of the bar tells you the real story. We are reading the back today. The skip list, 5 bars to avoid, 3:30 to 9. Bad bar 1, Nature Valley Crunchy Oats and Honey. The packaging shows mountain ranges. The label reads, made with 100% natural whole grain oats. In 2012, 2 California mothers filed a class action lawsuit against General Mills alleging that claim was false because the bars contain high fructose corn syrup, high maltose corn syrup, and maltodextrin, a synthetic corn-derived thickener with no nutritional value. General Mills settled in 2014 and agreed to remove 100% natural from 30 Nature Valley products. A second lawsuit in 2016 targeted the same oats for containing trace levels of glyphosate, the herbicide. The company won that case on a technicality, not on the merits of the ingredient. Flip the bar over. The ingredient list reads whole grain oats, sugar, canola oil, rice flour, honey, salt, brown sugar syrup. The third ingredient is canola oil, not a nut, not a seed, an industrially refined vegetable oil used as a structural binder. Because it is cheaper than anything that grows on a tree. The bar does not taste like honey because it contains meaningful amounts of honey. It tastes like honey because sugar and brown sugar syrup are doing most of the work. Bad bar 2, Quaker Chewy. Chocolate chip Quaker has been marketing this bar as a wholesome snack since 1984. 4 decades. The formula has not gotten cleaner. Flip it over. The first 3 ingredients of the chocolate chip variety are rolled oats, corn syrup, and crisp rice. The second ingredient, present in greater quantity than anything other than oats, is corn syrup. Not almonds, not dates. Corn syrup. The bar delivers 12 grams of sugar per serving with less than 1 gram of fiber. That ratio means the bar produces a blood sugar spike nearly identical to a small piece of candy. The fat source is canola oil. The The sweetness is a blend of corn syrup, invert sugar, granola made with more sugar and canola oil, and corn syrup solids, which are 4 different names for the same ingredient category. This bar has been in lunch boxes across the country for 40 years. The label has changed more than the formula. Bad Bar 3, Cliff Bar. Cliff Bar built an empire on the image of outdoor endurance, cyclists, climbers, open trails. In 2021, the company was named in a $12 million class action settlement over allegations that it misled consumers about the high added sugar content in its products. One Cliff Bar contains up to 25 grams of added sugar. The American Heart Association recommends a daily limit of 25 grams of added sugar for adult women. One bar can consume the entire daily allowance in a single snack. The first ingredient on a standard Cliff Bar is organic brown rice syrup. Not oats, not almonds. Syrup is the primary ingredient by weight. Research has also identified that brown rice syrup contains elevated concentrations of inorganic arsenic compared to other common sweeteners, a detail the front of the package does not address. The protein heavily marketed as the bar's main benefit comes primarily from soy protein isolate, a highly processed byproduct produced by stripping soybeans of nearly all original nutrients through an industrial chemical process. This is a bar designed to refuel a cyclist on a 4-hour mountain ride. It is being sold as a daily desk snack for the rest of us. Bad Bar 4, Fiber One Chewy. This bar has one goal, to make you feel virtuous about eating what is, functionally, a candy bar in a fiber costume. The very first ingredient, listed before oats, before anything resembling a whole food, is chicory root extract. Chicory root extract is an industrially processed inulin powder added for one reason, to inflate the fiber number on the nutrition label. Research is clear that isolated, extracted fiber does not deliver the same metabolic benefit as fiber naturally present in whole grains. What it does deliver for many consumers is bloating and digestive discomfort. Continue past that first ingredient and you will find high maltose corn syrup, rice flour, barley flakes, sugar, canola oil, maltodextrin, palm kernel oil, fructose, and caramel color. The bar prints 9 grams of fiber on the front. Nearly all of it comes from that extracted chicory root. The ingredient list tells a different story than the label. This is not food engineering, this is label engineering, and the distinction matters. Bad Bar 5, Special K Protein. Kellogg's leads this bar with a single bold claim on the front of the package: protein, 12 grams. What the front does not say is that the first ingredient is soluble corn fiber and the second is soy protein isolate, a heavily processed soy derivative that functions here as a cheap structural filler more than a quality protein source. Scan further down the ingredient list and you will find BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene, a synthetic antioxidant used as a preservative. You will also find sorbitol, polysorbate 60, sorbitan monostearate, and distilled monoglycerides. These are industrial emulsifiers and texture agents with no nutritional contribution. They exist to make a processed product feel like real food in your mouth. The 12 grams of protein are real. Nearly everything built around them is not. Before you buy another granola bar, run it through this 3-step audit. You can do this in under 60 seconds at the shelf. Step 1. Read the TE. First 3 ingredients. Ingredients are listed by weight, highest to lowest. If sugar, a syrup, an oil, or an extracted fiber appears in the first 3 positions, that bar is built around that ingredient, no matter what is printed on the front. A bar built on real food leads with a real food: oats, almonds, or dates. Step 2. Run the sugar math. Take the grams of added sugar and divide by 4. That converts it to teaspoons. 10 grams of added sugar is 2.5 teaspoons. A bar above 10 grams of added sugar that positions itself as a healthy daily snack is a red flag. If the fiber number is lower than the added sugar number, the bar will spike your blood sugar and crash it. That is the opposite of sustained energy. Step 3. Check the fat source. Canola oil, soybean oil, palm kernel oil. These are cheap industrial oils used in place of real nuts or nut butters. Almonds, pecans, cashews, and coconut oil are real fat sources from real food. This single check will eliminate the majority of bars currently on the shelf. The real list. 4 bars worth buying. Good bar. 1. Larabar. Laura American created Larabar in 2000 on a hiking trail in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. She went home, blended dates, almonds, and cherries in her kitchen, and launched the company 3 years later. The formula has not changed since. The apple pie variety contains 6 ingredients: dates, almonds, unsweetened apples, walnuts, raisins, and cinnamon. That is the complete list. 0 grams of added sugar. The sweetness comes entirely from dates, which carry their own natural fiber to slow glucose absorption. No canola oil, no chicory root extract, no corn syrup of any variety. At approximately $1.50 per bar at most major retailers, Layer Bar is direct evidence that ingredient honesty does not require a premium price. If you cannot pronounce a single ingredient on this label, you need to see a doctor, because they are all just food. Good Bar 2. RX Bar, founded in 2012 in Chicago by Peter Rahal and Jared Smith, who were frustrated by the gap between what bars promised and what they contain. Their solution was to put the entire ingredient list on the front of the package. 12 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates. No BS. That is not a marketing tagline. That is the literal ingredient count. Each bar delivers 12 grams of protein from whole egg whites, not soy isolate, not pea protein concentrate, not a processed powder. 0 grams of added sugar. The dates provide natural sweetness alongside potassium and soluble fiber. At approximately $2 per bar, the RX bar is priced identically to the processed bars we told you to skip. The difference is that the front of the package tells you exactly what you are getting because the company is confident in what is inside. Good Bar 3, Autumn's Gold. Autumn's Gold is the value play of this list and the one most people have never heard of. The bar is grain-free, built around almonds, pecans, sunflower seeds, unsweetened coconut, and maple syrup, with coconut oil as the fat source. The ingredient list is 9 items long. All 9 are recognizable foods. There is no soy, no canola oil, no synthetic emulsifier, and no chicory root extract anywhere on the label. The bar contains 5 grams of added sugar from maple syrup and honey, alongside 5 grams of protein and 3 grams of naturally occurring fiber from whole nuts and seeds. It retails for under $2 per bar in standard multi-packs. This bar is what the granola bar category was supposed to look like before the industry decided that puffed rice and corn syrup were an acceptable substitution for the real thing. They are not. Good Bar 4, Kind Dark Chocolate, Nuts and Sea Salt. A note of caution here, because Kind bars are not a monolith. The Kind Healthy Grains line uses canola oil and tapioca syrup, and we would steer you away from it. The Kind pressed bars contain added fruit concentrates that push the sugar count higher than it needs to be. But the original Kind, Dark Chocolate Nuts and Sea Salt bar is built differently from almost everything in this category. The first ingredient is almonds, the second is peanuts. The bar delivers 5 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber from whole nuts, and just 5 grams of added sugar per serving. Kind also publishes full ingredient sourcing and nutritional documentation on its website, a level of transparency that most brands in this category actively avoid. At $1.75 per bar in most grocery stores, it is accessible, honest, and genuinely different from the 5 bars we told you to skip. Here is what this category proves. A granola bar is not a health food by default. It is a delivery mechanism for whatever the manufacturer chose to put inside it. And in most cases, that choice was made by a cost accountant, not a nutritionist. The 5 bars we audited today represent a combined multi-billion-dollar slice of the snack market. They are on every shelf, in every checkout lane, in every gym vending machine in this country. And every one of them leans on the same strategy, aggressive front-of-package marketing and a back-of-package ingredient list they are betting you will never read. The 4 bars on the real list prove that clean ingredients are not expensive, not exotic, and not hard to find. They are just honest. You just have to flip the bar over. Your health is not a marketing category for these corporations to optimize. The food tells the truth because the label refuses to. Subscribe to Taste It and Test It for more.